Has labeled himself an only Kevin supporter in this race, even though McCarthy has actually told him not to do that, and McCarthy is voting for Jim Jordan, and he joins us now. And sir, it's good to have you on. What exactly is your issue with Jim Jordan if you want McCarthy and McCarthy wants Jordan?
Because McCarthy actually got 210 votes 2 weeks ago. Jordan is at 199, and his trajectory is going down. So McCarthy is actually wanted by more members of our delegation than Jim Jordan, and so that's why I want McCarthy. McCarthy was a victim of a drive-by shooting where 8 Republicans, they decided that they're going to join 208 Democrats to derail the America First agenda, and so yeah, that's why I want McCarthy. And by the way, McCarthy has never called me to say to vote for Jim Jordan. He said it, in a wide thing, but nobody's ever called me about that. McCarthy has always said that he will carry out the will of the conference, and so hopefully the conference will come to their senses and draft Kevin McCarthy, and if we do, I'm sure he'll come back.
I remember talking to you when this all happened with McCarthy. You were enraged by this Gates gang, whatever you want to call them. But now, ironically, it's like you're part of a very similar gang in this moment. Your group is the one holding this up. You're a part of a small faction that's keeping Jim Jordan from the speakership when even people Jordan stood with McCarthy in that moment. Let's remind everybody of that. Jordan did not try to pull McCarthy down. He stayed with McCarthy in that moment.
Right.
And now he's up there and he has McCarthy's support. I guess my question is, how are you any different than the 8 that took down McCarthy?
Well, I'm different from the 8 because I didn't go against the wishes of the conference. Actually, the conference wanted Steve Scalise to be our nominee, but Steve Scalise knew that he couldn't get all the votes because, ironically, some Jordan people decided that they weren't going to vote for Steve Scalise. And so, this is, don't tell me, what's good for me, for thee is not good for me, which is exactly what's happening here. And the same people that voted McCarthy out are the biggest pushers of Jordan. So there are no saints here. I don't claim to be a saint. And but I just think that the right thing is to get Kevin McCarthy back in that seat. He's our leader. He's had many more. He's got much more votes than Jim Jordan.
Will you put him up then?
I've been in the same spot for 2 weeks. I've been in the same spot for 2 weeks. I've been with McCarthy, and that's who I want. Now, at the end of the day, maybe the speaker is not going to be named Scalise, nor Jordan, nor McCarthy. But you know what? We need to get to that. We need to find a consensus speaker that we can all agree on, all rally around, and put this forward. Now, one other thing we need to do, we need to open this House. And so I'm calling on Speaker Designee Jordan to actually put forward a resolution and give more power to Patrick McHenry so that we can actually conduct the people's business. Now, he needs to do that because now I'm understanding that some of his supporters may not be in favor of that.
Well, sir, let me just cut you off. I don't mean to interrupt you, but
let me Speaker Designee.
Let me jump in here for a second. Understood, but I only have 20 seconds left.
Yeah.
Are you going to put McCarthy up? Is somebody going to? Is there going to be a vote there? Is that going to happen? I mean, how much longer are we going to go through this?
Well, the first thing that has to happen is that Jim Jordan has to figure out he's not going to get there, and he's not going to get there. And the faster that he comes to that realization, and the faster we can move on. And yes, one of us, some of us, will put McCarthy up and say, hey, we need you back, and let's see if he gets the votes from the conference to make him our designee. Remember, he's only going to be probably around 5 votes short, so 5 of the 8 need to change their opinion and get him back as speaker. And then, hopefully we've learned our lesson and never do this again.
Congressman, we appreciate